All right, guys, here we're going to talk about Season 2, Episode 1 of The Good Place.
Oh, my God. We're here.
Yeah, so we wondered exactly what would happen and how that note would play out. And I actually, this episode was great.
Oh, yes,
I thought the multiple angles of how things played out worked really well. I thought the fact that it didn't work and they had to go again.
So, like, it starts out and it says it's chapters 14 and 15. And I go, oh, and I hit the button to see like how long it is. This was a 40-minute episode.
Yes, I noticed that like at like around the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, it's still going.
I like moved my mouse to see how much was left. And I was like, oh.
Exactly. So I'm like,
but I was
dear.
totally down. I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
is this season different? I would be totally down for this to be an hour-long show.
Oh yeah, okay. I assumed it was just for like the pilot or whatever, which is great though. But again, like the ambitiousness, the doing stuff, something differently. They addressed all of our concerns and created a bunch of new interesting things.
Yes.
In this episode, my first thought when when this was longer though was like something's gonna happen, and like I thought. I'm not going to claim that I predicted that it might reset again after this, but I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think I thought like they're going to find the note or something's going to happen or whatever. I thought like, oh no, wait. So like they're doing this for a reason, right? Has to be a contained 40 minutes,
so
like double time.
So it's now reset again.
Yes.
And that's interesting.
And this comes into play with, do you remember when I was trying to predict the show as if it was like a normal show? And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, like, his boss comes in, they have to, like, because now he knows Eleanor's not supposed to be there, but, like, his ass is on the line, so he has to, like, pretend, and they're hiding stuff and trying to act, so, they, she doesn't know that she's fake, but she knows that he's fake, and then this guy can't know either of them are fake, and we have to go, oh, don't do that, sir, oh, well, right over here, right this way, what's over there, nothing, it'd be this stupid, like, thing or whatever. I think this may even go into some of that, because now we have Sean, the judge, who's, like,
and Michael can't admit that he's started it.
I know. There will be no attempt number 3. Like he's like you're like your ass is done. And Michael's like, yep, no, doing great. It was great. Oh, it was wonderful. It was great. Fuck. He's like trying to smooth it over and make a thing. Oh
and
man.
What did he say? Oh, things sound like they're going good over there. Yes. So the ass spiders or something.
Normal torture.
I was like,
the way it's supposed to be. Yes.
But I wonder, do you think there's going to be a lot more resets, or do you think that we're done resetting? Because how is it going to work? Because Michael can't get found out, because I'm pretty sure he's in 4 seasons of this show.
Yes.
So Michael doesn't end up getting retired.
Right.
Or something happens.
If I had
Michael gets promoted and then doesn't have to worry about that. I don't know.
If I had to predict, it would be something happens as a result of this season that changes Sean's mind about whether or not this is a worthwhile endeavor. And maybe again, I'm thinking more and more because the way Michael's getting broken down a little more here, we're learning a lot about him. He may get like not demoted to be one of the people, but like he may no longer be the one in like the Michael position. They might be like, okay, you've proven the idea is sound and that you're incompetent. You like you're gonna have like a co-host who's gonna help you with this stuff, and it's gonna be this person. Wait, what? That person? It's gonna be this like thing. Making it up.
Well, it's hard to say because this show is very unpredictable in some ways. I think it's weird, though, that how quickly Jason broke in this one.
Okay.
Where I was like, how would he have ever survived as long as he did, being how dumb he is? When you think about just how dumb he is, you wonder, how did he stay quiet for that long? How did he not say, I need some fucking, tater tots or some shit?
So the only way that even worked out is that you hadn't seen it and you didn't have a chance to think about it, and now you are forced to see it and think about it. That's my major problem with this whole episode. As much as I loved it and its structure, a lot of what happened had nothing to do with the note or Eleanor or anything.
Yeah.
People just fucking were like, what? Something's wrong. And on their own, like independently.
Some of those openings, though, are all directly related to the note, though.
Yeah.
Her looking for him handed the drinks to her. She drank the drinks that passed along. And
we can say it's like a weird chain of events
just having
like
that remote amount of knowledge. But in time 3, we don't have that knowledge.
Right. We don't have a note. We don't have anything else to drive stuff or something like that.
So we could presume we could end up with almost the natural reaction of seasons for this. Where did we literally end? Was it just at the wipe for time 3?
Well, it's him calling Sean. So.
Yeah, saying it's fine.
So yeah,
on the day of wipe number 3.
So we get a whole wipe. He reaches into Janet's mouth. See? No, it's nothing. And she's like whatever. And then he calls Sean, who's like, "How's it going? You good? You sure?"
So we'll see if they still have the same partners.
I know, we don't know
if they
anything.
flip it, it can be anything. But I would almost want this just to be almost a rehashed version of season 1, just with a couple of different things and different playouts and how things go.
Okay, interesting. I doubt that. I feel like it's going to be... I feel like Michael thinks the only problem was the note, otherwise I was on the right track, and I'm just going to make everybody in the same positions again and just do all the same
Well,
things.
he more or less was. If in the first season you didn't have Chidi there to be confessed to and try to make her a better person, it would have been totally different.
Exactly.
And that's honestly, any change you make would make this thing totally different.
I think that Tahani's a lot like Tahani and Jason are a lot less happy in their new setups than than they were, and that's by design. He says that with the little individual torture to kick things off, like he's doing the whole thing. But I wonder if that helps. Like this to me felt like this is a delicate house of cards. You got really lucky the first time that things even weren't immediately apparent, and this should usually not work. This is usually what the fuck, and people would react strangely or unpredictably. Right? The human heart is so strong.
I don't know though if it'll be good or really bad if we keep having resets constantly.
No. I don't think
you're
we're
gonna
going
get stuck
to.
in it. It's a weird version of Groundhog's Day because no one knows anything, or they can't change or learn based on stuff.
I think Janet will be the key to that.
You could have some humor with the demon side though, because they do retain everything. So they
Exactly.
fuck this up. All right, oh god, I screwed it up again. I bit her this
Keep
time.
doing this. Yeah, a demon might accidentally say something that clues someone in. I think Janet's going to be key to it, because I don't think he's going to think to reboot Janet every time. I'm not sure if he cares. And it seems unlike what I thought before, they don't, because during this episode they have to go find the humans or whatever. So they don't.
They don't know where they are all the time.
They don't know where they are at all times, on some sort of computer screen or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, and that means he doesn't know.
And they can't hear them at all times either, because they're able to talk about them.
Yes, so that means that he doesn't know that Jason hugged Janet again, and Janet was like, "What?" and the whole thing. So if he didn't reboot her again, then that's gonna carry over, right? I love this. This is fascinating to me.
It's an interesting show.
I'm super into it. You want to run down the characters? Just hash out anything or whatever. Jianyu's probably the easiest one. He gets a monk buddy, and they're driving around
annoying.
bosom buddy people or whatever.
When he drinks that yak milk, he puts his whole tongue back out to
does.
get all of it all.
He just needs the tongue to go out or whatever. And you see, I wonder if I rewatched season 1, if I would see cracks. I feel like Michael's very different now, and not just because I know
Michael's
it.
smile is evil as fuck.
Yes.
He is an evil looking dude.
But I wonder if, when he was egging people on or, telling people things earlier, if you could have read this darkness into it, or if he's literally acting...
I don't think so.
I think he's acting differently now. And that's kind of ruining it for me a little bit. I would like him to come off like he's just... Because when he says, they do an awesome thing where they have him go, behind the person's back. But I feel like everything except for that, he should feel like season 1 Michael. He should be I imagine you want to stay silent or whatever, and he should, he should feel really earnest about those things. But I don't think he does. I think he has this edge of
yeah, there's a sinister nature behind those
those comments,
those old eyes
of what's the word, frivolous, demands or whatever. He's gaslighting Tahani later or whatever.
Yes.
So those things were a little too much of a thing, because I like to think back to him saying oh, frozen yogurt, it's very human to take something that's wonderful and ruin it just a little so you can have more of it or whatever. I'm oh, that was such a well done little thing, and I think now if he said that, it would come off differently, to have a different tone or whatever, and not just because of me, because of how he's playing it, which I'm not a fan of.
So we in other episode reviews of things, we've talked about how certain deliveries and things can only be done by certain characters and this and that, and Tahani had one in this one that is very similar to something where she kept saying short over and over again in place of other words.
Okay.
And I was I don't know that she actually handled that as well as I would have liked.
I thought it was pretty good. No, you thought you thought she failed. It was not in the right hands.
It seemed a little off to me.
I did a thing where I was one time's funny, two times, I guess, not funny anymore, and then by the end I was like, okay, now it's funny again, because she said it so many
It was
times
like
in a row.
7 shorts in a row, yeah.
Like rapid fire, like every third word was the word short.
When that dude gets rid of their top floor, it's like, we don't need this mansion. I was like,
Yes.
what, are you kidding me, you stupid bastard?
No, it's amazing. Yeah, no, and like it makes me wonder, like some of that stuff is so obvious that I wonder why that wasn't part of the plan from the beginning. I wonder if Michael had to learn more about them during the first
What do you
run.
mean exactly?
That Tahani would want a large house. Because, like, Eleanor
Yes.
hates her house, and that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Chidi, like, moves out of his house and they don't even cover it or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
But Tahani gets a house that she wants, right? Because I guess it's not really about punishing
Well,
her.
no, because from the beginning you have to make them think it's actually heaven. So,
Yeah.
so you're punishing Eleanor in two ways, because she hates her house and she wants Tahani's house. So she's super envious. But Tahani,
Sure.
thinking it's heaven, can't have a house that isn't befitting of her. It has to be her perfect ideal house.
Well, but she has a house now that's not befitting, befitting whatever.
but now the torture is different.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like we've changed it now. So like I think episode 1 they kind of cooked the books so that it was literally shitting on like only Eleanor
More than anyone else. Yes.
Because if all 4 of those people had it so telegraphed that you were being shat on, it like you might have guessed it more or whatever, right? So I'm going to assume they had to learn like a little more about them from like the first iteration to like put the real stuff into place, and I'm just going to let that slide based on that, right? Because some of this stuff seems obvious. Like, you paired up a, like, fake monk with someone who, like, will not shut up. And she wants him to talk.
Yes.
But honestly, I wouldn't talk much around her. She was constantly talking, so it's, like, not even, right? And he gets a bud hole, and no one finds that, right? It's a whole, like, it's much lighter than, like, now is like, oh no, but 2 bicycles, just like yak's milk and like the worst.
Ugh.
Or whatever, right?
I love that in heaven, though, he's fucking stealing the pin for his tire, like, you're
Yeah.
not following me now, buddy, and then
Aha!
somehow that guy's, like, always in front. I'm like, what goddamn demons?
He like teleports. He's like
Yeah.
a weird demon or whatever. Want to talk about demons for a minute?
Sure.
Oh god, the demons bother me.
The demons being dumb as fucking posts, yeah,
Yes.
it bothers me a little bit.
Okay, it bothers me too because they were all demons the first time. So like, I'm gonna complain, but then say I guess that's
With how
fine.
perfectly they fit in the first time and how they don't seem
So-
to understand how to fit in the second time.
Yes, and like again, so like I can see it, and it's not the worst thing. So I'm gonna complain and then end by saying I guess that's fine, right? Because the swinger couple, the like forensic pathologist and marriage counselor,
Yeah.
I keep getting like getting that guy's occupation wrong. Insurance analyst, whatever. That couple fit in great the first time, and they fit in great the second time. They were basically the same characters.
Yes.
Well, there are no phones here, of course. It was just like natural or like whatever. And most of the demons that fit in horribly are people that we didn't see the first time.
Uh-huh.
So maybe they were there, but just not near them. And like the one guy is like, "Can we bite them?" He was an idiot, in like the first season too. So I'm like, maybe that's fine.
The one that was like his helper at the end, or Eleanor's helper, trying to like get her case, is playing someone different now, and he's
Yeah.
not as smiling and happy as he once was.
Bombajon,
Yeah, Bombajon.
Yeah, so like the main ones who they've scrambled up or whatever, they do make more sense too. Like the one Asian lady, I apologize for
Real
not knowing your
Eleanor?
name. No. Well, that's another one, but I wasn't going to talk about her. Yeah, so real fake Vicky, who's now Denise and not real Eleanor or whatever.
Yes.
Her and like being a selfish petty monster makes sense, where she's like, last time I was like the star, and now you just like, come on, what are you doing? He's like, listen, the whole
Yeah.
thing that is like excusable too, because she's gonna fuck stuff up by feeling like Mike, right? So I feel like we have the opportunity for certain demons to be
I
like
want a limp.
allies
In
or whatever.
heaven? Yes.
When she had a limp, I thought, this is the good place. How could you have a limp? And when she suggests having a limp, Michael goes, this is the good place. This is supposed to be the good place. Why would you have... You know what? Listen, it's fine. And she goes, yeah, and goes and has a limp. It's so dumb. It's great. There's an Asian lady who is like, there was turkey all over me and stuff like that. And she has like a more vital role in that.
Yeah, she's the wife now, or the soulmate, whatever.
She sort of owns Tahani's house. No, the other one.
Okay.
The one that I think it's Tahani's
Oh,
house.
okay.
Who like hosts the party? Who like
a lot
does
of
the
people.
stuff? There's a large cast here. I don't remember either of Chidi's soulmates from last
No,
season.
yeah.
They might have been in those crowds, in those rooms. I also don't see Soup Guy anymore. I'm not sure if he's still
Give
in
him
there.
time.
We need to
Soup
unveil
guy
people.
was in the meeting room stuff, but
Yes.
he wasn't in the
I
place yet.
I haven't freeze framed those like community gatherings where he's doing the pep talk for all the demons. They might all be there or whatever, but it seems like we're shifting a little to different people. But yes, a lot of them are so impossibly dumb and like bad at this. And it was kind of funny when he was like, "How many times have you said I'm going to the gym?" or whatever. That was an example, and like it's funny because like how would a demon know or something like that? And he's playing.
And then he just says, "I'm going to the gym," and rips his shirt and leaves.
But he says it defiantly. Like that's it. I'm going to the gym, and then leaves or whatever. Which could make sense too. That's what I'm saying. Like all of it kind of makes sense on paper. I think that was a long thing.
I like that it's an excuse to leave, but he probably does go to the gym.
Okay. I gotta say, Jack, that's just who I am. No, you said if she tries to confess, I should just go to the gym. No, that was an example of an excuse. You could. How many times have you like Ted Danson's been really?
7, no 9.
No 9, and it's like what? Yeah, I like everything falling apart. I think Michael deserves that in this other weird way. It's Michael's bad place. Season 4. Yeah, no, but them being so dumb just kind of feels wrong. It feels like that's an extra element that they didn't have to deal with for some reason in Season 1.
Yeah.
At least that we knew about, but there would have been really weird, obvious, like, why is this
you would think there
person
would have been
behaving
something,
so strangely?
So yeah, it
they
almost
had dinner parties
almost
and garden
cheapens
parties.
a little bit to have
Yes.
the behind-the-scenes knowledge. That peek behind the curtain does seem to make things a little less special.
I think, though, that, again, like, we can't really know what if they'd filmed all the behind-the-scenes from Season 1 or something like that, but even the interactions that we had, I don't feel like this was going on, or, like, I can't believe that this was all going on, because stuff was so...
Well, part of it that I don't like, too, is that I like I'll say, forgive me, I'll like the 4 main characters, and to have more time away from them is bad.
Okay.
And just by having the behind the scenes, you're going to get more and more of that.
By the way, 4 main characters, not Jason, Michael.
Yes.
Jason's out. Jason is our 5th wheel, so to speak.
He's a wheel of hunky, smelly cheese.
Ooh.
So we have the 4 different, 5 different days, actually, because we get Michael's day as well, which almost took me as a surprise. It happened in the end, and I was like, all right, how much time? Oh, we're getting Michael. All right.
Yes. You see it from different perspectives. It goes right up to and slightly beyond whatever point you stopped at before, and then carries it through. Structurally, it's really well done, and you get to see everyone's first day. Everyone's like, "Oh, okay, Tahani, come in," and then she does the whole thing.
I think that wise monk might be a wizard. He handed me this magic talisman.
Handed me, if there's a wizard stuck in here, I need your help. All that stupid stuff. I go back and forth. Some of it's good.
Yeah. I don't even know. I'm like, well, how did that just pop off? He just pulled the quick release on the bike. Why did that come out?
I figured you'd say something like that. No, and like when you see the bike, that piece is not missing because that piece is on the wheel, right? Not on the rim.
I don't know I don't know where he got it.
Listen, he dismantled his bike. He's a bike expert. He's so dumb that he can't put a bike back together, and he knew that, so he just started taking it apart, and it all worked out.
Yeah.
I also didn't like Chidi's soulmate situation.
Yeah, that seemed out of character for him because he actually was able to make a decision. And granted, it was a very obvious decision, but he is not one that makes any decisions.
No, and that's the problem. I expected him to be like, have you traveled here? Have you traveled there? And then for her to say, no, I just stayed home and read a lot of books or something. Like, find some way for them to like 2 different things that he liked somehow. The first chick already read the same thesis or whatever it was, or book or something. Wrote a thesis that he guessed the thing. It was not handled properly. I see what they were trying to do, right? Michael dashes in and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually you." So like Chidi should hate that he's with the wrong person, but that would work on like anyone. Chidi's hell is having these 2 people and not being able to decide. That should be the thing.
When they showed the diagram, I saw the 4 people, and I didn't jump to go like, because it's 2 guys and 2 girls, and you don't know which one's which.
No.
Because when he said there's 2 people that match you, and then I saw 4 on the chart, I'm like, what the fuck are we looking at here?
Yeah. No, when he introduced all 3 people, I'm like, one of his soulmates is a dude. How progressive. And it's like, oh, yeah.
I thought that when they showed Jason.
Right? And you're like, haha, how
I was like, oh, no, it's just his bud. And not a bud for his hole.
They share one soul. Not a bud hole. No, like Chidi should have met with both women, and they both should have liked different things that he likes. Maybe one of them
It
loved.
should have been an era where he can't. The list
Yeah.
it's even. I don't know.
Have,
I don't know.
Have one of them like his books and like philosophy. Have the other one like classical music or some like like painter or something that he liked. Have them both like different things. Then have something happen, and then he talks to Pedro, and then Pedro's just a really nice guy, and he is like, well, they're both great, but honestly, like you should be, listen, man, like. I'd be okay with either of them, man. You should and have him not want to let Pedro down and give him the wrong one, but he can't tell who's the right one, and have him just trapped, and he doesn't want to disappoint all three of these people and let them down, and he doesn't know what to do, and his stomach hurts, and just have like that, not this weird.
Have you heard of a polyamorous relationship? Maybe the four of us could.
Perhaps the four of us, and it's like, well, and then have Michael be like, that's not allowed, we can't do that, or something
That's
weird
against
like
the
that.
law.
Yeah, some weird thing.
Yeah, there could have been a better way they handled it,
Yeah.
and maybe they will in round 3.
So that's like that's really the saving grace or the silver lining here, right? Anything that I complain about may not even happen now that we're in version 3.
It's also really weird to me that like these demons have to form like relationships and bonds and stuff with people. It's strange. It's a thing we didn't have to worry about previously. Well, a little bit with Eleanor, but other than that. We did
with
not.
Real, yeah.
With Eleanor.
But she was the star,
Eleanor,
because that was her thing, and that's why she embraced. Like, I took this job because I was gonna do whatever, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, because she even wanted to she wanted to get the business going with him, and I was like, demon, hey.
What?
She was trying to push it with Chidi.
Oh, okay.
And knowing that she's not a human, it adds a little zestiness.
Perfect.
He could have been interspeciesing.
Yeah, and she's even trying to like insert herself now. So like, we've sort of loosely tied up, I think, everything that's happened.
More or less.
And predicting stuff is difficult because we've wiped everything completely. Yeah. Do you think we see the medium a place again this season?
I don't know. It's hard to say. If we run down a similar avenue where I don't deserve here, but I don't deserve there, there is a place in the middle, and just gets taken there one more time, and she remembers them, and she could fill in some of the stuff. That could be a thing.
Yes, she's like, "What are you talking about?
You've been here before.
I saw you 100 years ago." Some weird thing where it's like, how long do these resets take? Oh, we have to take every neuron and individually disable it. Or what? No. Everyone on Earth is dead.
That could be a prediction.
Oh, nice. We found a thing. I just said that randomly for no reason. What about Trevor from The Bad Place? Do you think he was just fake in on it, one of the guys, no problem? Or is he from a different department entirely?
Well, he was just in on it.
He's gone, right?
Based on how everything lined up and how trains have worked with things. For all we know, the medium place is in on it. Well, that would be really weird. Because, no, she's not. She's not in on it.
But that means Trevor has to be real. Oh, that's what a perfect... Oh, my God, that's amazing. So they watch Mindy's video when they're in the medium place.
Yeah.
And it's Trevor from The Bad Place, but not Michael from... It's someone else from The Good Place, introing, like, the good part of it. And it's not Michael, because it can't be Michael, because Michael's a demon, so he couldn't be in the video.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder why that's not, that's not Michael, but it is
I thought
Trevor.
that girl, when I first watched that video in the medium place, I thought that girl looked like real Eleanor. And I was like, why the hell's real Eleanor in this?
Why would she be there? I guess she was similar, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was not, and it wasn't Michael. But that's so perfect. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I think the medium place might be real.
I believe it is.
That's pretty good.
All right. Any last bits?
I like that Fine Cheaty was enough to ruin everything. We kind of went back and forth on that. Like, how is this going to possibly work? And they one up to me again. Like, I'm not spending my whole day trying to predict this show, but to have Cheaty be like, wait, show me that again. I know this book. Like, and I was like, oh shit! Like, he can go back to his place, take that same book off the shelf. The page is not missing somehow. Like, what questions does that raise? What's going on?
There's no one to copy that
they
book.
Can start
That wouldn't
figuring
work.
it
It would work
No,
better
I know.
as if you open that book and a page was missing.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, something like that where it's like, wait a minute, and like finding that other angle to like get into it, that being his way of realizing maybe there is something to it, how quickly they like figure it out. It's like a prank show and all that stuff and going into the
But
thing.
they did snap it like almost perfectly into place too quickly.
I do agree with that, but I see why, because we only had
to get a
40
reset
minutes.
right quick, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's this episode of The Good Place. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.